Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Recently I've been exploring a few little pet projects. I've got a number of these things that they sometimes don't ever come to the channel. And something that occurred to me is a lot of the things that I've acquired to just try out or kind of on a whim, kind of my own little projects, so to speak, and some of them are very, very minor, would normally never make a channel. I thought I would take the opportunity to share these things with you, mainly because most of this stuff is on sale. Again, this is a Prime Day sort of video. I'm not trying to drain your wallets. I'm trying to create an additional awareness of things that I do that don't always come to the channel. I don't make a video about everything I do, but in this case, instead of just flatly overlooking it, I'm going to give you an idea of what I'm working on, things that you might be interested in as well. One of the things that we had a short discussion on Facebook, I believe with Wes, was about these new URUAV colorful faceplates for fat shark goggles, or goggles like fat sharks. I've actually got two of them. And you see my strap for my standard fat sharks are inside here. And let me take this one out here just for a second. And the discussion we're having was that I think it was Wes. If it wasn't Wes, it doesn't matter. It was just a discussion, and it was one of the things I would start off with because I thought it could be useful to you guys. So these let me get this apart. Jeez, oh Pete. These look blue. Oh, my shirt. GNB Corsica from Mr. Wiggles FPV on Redbubble. So you can pick up a cool shirt in the blue. So I wanted these too. I don't really sticker things, but the color kind of adds some flavor. But one of the things that I found when I tried this on was this nose piece. The foam here is just too much for me and my nose. If that helps you about my nose in some way. It was too much. It felt like it was pushing my goggles up. So I ended up taking that back off, and that's why you see two of them in the package. I am using the strap, though. I like the strap. I put those on my goggles. It's not nearly as stretchy as the standard strap or other straps you might buy, so that's something to consider. You can see I use a Tattoo 2200 milliamp battery for my fat shark goggles, and it does fit in there just fine. Then you use a regular old, I don't know, some sort of Velcro strap, probably for, it's labeled APC, so from a battery backup company, just to make sure it stays in there. It doesn't bother my ear or anything. So this I do like because of the blue. But unfortunately, I couldn't go with the faceplate. It just doesn't work with my nose. If your nose has a different position on your face, or it starts out more of a slope or something, this piece right here that has that extra foam, that might work out fine for you. But if you look at the fat shark goggles, sorry, I'm getting all mixed up down here. If you look at the fat shark goggles, there's barely any padding right here. And I need that because otherwise it rides up on my face and then they get a little bit under my eye. And yes, I do have a sunburn. I might be peeling a little bit like a snake. I spent about 18 hours out in the sun this weekend with the my oldest and my youngest ball games, and it was smoking hot and sunny. Ooh, so humid too. So I might not quite look myself if you're wondering about that. So I have a couple of those, and I think the most prudent thing to do would be to give it away because I really can't see myself using it, and they could be useful for someone else. So at the leave a comment down below if you want to get in on any of the giveaways, and then I'll do a random draw for different things I've got here. There's only a couple little different giveaways, but I've got two sets. I'm going to keep the strap. Sorry about that, but I've got two sets of the faceplates in blue, of course. I'll package those back up. Also, so if you use Grip, which I do, that's what I've got left. URUAV has their kind of version of it, and it is a little bit different. I would say that Grip is more resilient in its stickiness, so battery after battery, it'll really stick pretty well, whereas this tends to need more cleaning more often, especially with the oils from our fingers. But you get a lot of this for, I think it's on sale for like $11.50. You get 5 of these pads, and this odd little microfiber cleaning cloth for like glasses. I don't know why that's in there. It's kind of strange. But it comes in this little case. I'm going to get just a little section of it out here. I've got a little 300 milliamp battery just to kind of give you a demonstration of what it's like. So you press it on there like Tommy does in his videos, and you shake it, you shake it, you shake it. So it works pretty good, and it's pretty cheap. It's got the 3M stickiness on the back. I have transitioned to this in most places for my quads. I used to use the dual lock tape, So you had two pieces. You had one on your battery, you had one on your quad. And the reason why I wanted to try something different is I found I kept going through the dual lock. With the amount I fly and the amount I crash, you do lose the little knobbies off of both ends when the battery moves around in the crash. And I thought this might be a more permanent solution, and I have been using this quite a bit. I should probably do that on camera too. I should pull it apart maybe. Can you see that? So it's pretty sticky. I've had that battery on there a few times, just kind of checking it out. So that's, again, you get 5 of these. It's not slim. Like Tommy has the new one that's blue and it's real thin. This is thicker stuff, so something else to keep in mind. Excuse me, I gotta jump in here. So I had this video all ready to go. It was rendered, I was uploading, and I get a notification from Banggood that they've added a laundry list of items to their sales. Typically, I would just let it roll, but there are a few items that I can vouch for in this list, and I think you might be interested in starting right off with a bang. The Emax Tiny Hawk S is now on sale for $85. It typically retails for $99. So if you were looking at that, that may be of interest. We also have the Eachine Wizard X140HV. That one I've flown a little bit. That's a little bit hit and miss. It's 6S, so your battery's going to cost you more. But if you're interested, with the coupon code that I have down in the video description, it's only $89. You might remember this 3-incher. I was really impressed with this. This is the Diatone Eachine TBS Run Cam ER349. This now is on sale for $129. $129. It was $149. I'm sorry to those that just bought it at $149. But it's now $129 with the coupon code I have down below. They are really wanting to move these things at that price. It's really hard to beat, and it's a really powerful, good quad. If you're getting started in FPV, maybe you don't have all your stick skills down just yet, I just fly it on 3S for a while until you get used to it. But on 4S, it's a beast, and it's a whole lot of fun. They also have the Diatone GT R369, which is also a 3-inch version, but it's 6S. I'm a little bit of a 6S skeptic, but if you're wanting to try it, that price has now come down to $179 with the coupon code. We have the Tyro 79. You remember that? It's a DIY kit. I think my camera was dead in my review. You can look at my review if you're wanting to. That is now only $65. So if you want to build, you want to get some experience building, pretty low risk at $65. You know, the quad isn't top notch for 65 bucks. But it is very flyable. I think the props that they included with is the first thing I would get rid of. I believe I've also got a tune for that in my review video. The Eachine Wizard X220 HV, another 6S, but a larger prop. I can't vouch for that. That has come down in price. It's now, what, 38% off. They don't show me a price here, but 38%. This is the one with the receiver and the radio. It's a jumper radio, though. So it's listed at $325, 38% off of that. That's what the price would be. They have that 60 amp Racer Star metal 4-in-1 ESC that's on sale. You can buy that now for $39. The next up would be the Tyro 99, another one I can't vouch for, a 5-incher. It's another kit. It's only $98. So if you would like to build and you want a bigger propped machine, $89. Again, pretty low risk. If you screw up the build, you can buy a part maybe for $12 to get your build back on track. Cadix Tarsier is listed at $89 with the coupon code. It comes down to, what is that, $75. I've seen a couple reviews on that. I know Albert did quite an extensive couple videos on that. I didn't watch it all. I think the FPV camera is much improved, but the video side of things, we may need to see a firmware update on that. I'm not certain 4K is going to be the way. I think we need to work on improving our 1080 still. But if you're interested in that, it is available and it is there at a reduced price. The DJI Osmo action camera, it's a 4K 60 frame per second HD camera. You guys might be familiar with this. Lists on their site for $389, but now it's selling for $309. So an $80 savings there if you're into action cameras, if you're using those on your 5-inchers. They've got the new, what looks like a QX7, but it's actually the QX7S, and it's got the carbon fiber overlay over the radio. Now remember, this is the original version. This isn't the Pro version where we have the access protocol, so we have to do a flashing. So this one would do D8 mode, but I'll caution you, it is a very large radio. Some people swear by it, but when I had mine, I got rid of it pretty quickly because I knew I wasn't going to be able to use it. Another radio that some people love, some people don't, the FlySky Nirvana. Don't know much about it, never tried it out. I know that it got a lot of views and a lot of attention when it initially came out. I don't know how sales are going for that, but Banggood looks to be moving that. Originally listed at $169, now they have it listed for $129, so you can save $40 there. This I don't know anything about. The Zoe HD Dart XL Extreme. It's a plane. It's 1,000 millimeter. It's listed at $168. They're now selling it for $149.90. If you're into planes, maybe that might be something to look into. Also, the FrSky Taranis X-Lite Pro, typically that retails for about $200. They've now got it with a coupon code down for $175. But again, this one doesn't do D8 mode. And as I mentioned in this video, D8 mode will have to come through an external module. So I just want to include those for you because there are some last minute sales. They're only good through the 12th. So we can't really hesitate on that. Now we should resume the rest of my original video. I apologize for the interruption, and thanks for listening. So this is the Bushido, and the reason why I've got this out is this is on sale. If you're interested in this, it's coming in at I think $145 now, whereas it used to be like $170 or something like that. And the reason why I got that out is I bought two kits that is basically the top mounting section. And what I wanted to explore is taking some of these Hyperlight frames that we've got and see if we can add HD to them and what they fly like. You know, oftentimes this is kind of one of the more agile whoop factor sort of HD filming rigs. And I want to make something that's not prop guarded and it has probably the 65 millimeter props we've been flying on most of those ultralight frames. But I wanted to see about adding an HD camera. And so these come in two different pieces, I believe it is. One is the canopy, and then one is the little bits that are right down here. If I get my finger out of the way, the bits that mount the turtle to it. So, and then you can mount your flight controller, or not your flight controller, your VTX up inside the canopy. And I thought that was a pretty decent solution. When I did this review, the footage was pretty good. There was a little bit of jello in there still. I'm hopeful that a carbon fiber frame will help to equal that out, but I will admit that the Beta FPV canopy does work better, but unfortunately it mounts differently, so it won't quite work for most of the frames that I'm exploring. And most of the frames, they're not secret or anything. They're frames you've tried as well. You know, the toothpick, the pickle, what else have I got? I got one from Micro Heli over there, and I do have this HX100 from Pyro Drone. This is basically a Beta FPV product, and I've only flown it on 2S. On 2S, it was kind of underwhelming. So that review will be coming, but if you wanted to sneak peek at this, I do like that it's got a RunCam Nano 2 in it, and it does have Beta FPV motors. Matter of fact, there's a Beta FPV support card in the box. So it's pretty much a Beta FPV product. And matter of fact, the strap here, let me see if I can show you that. Hopefully you can see this. So HumQuad, I think, is a Beta FPV brand. It's just that they're wanting to keep Beta FPV known for those hoop form factors, and HumQuad, or Humming Quad, got the box over there, is kind of their non-prop guarded sort of product line. I'm looking at building an HD ultralight to see if that footage turns out good and how that flies. Just an exploration. That would be one particular project that might not make it to the channel unless it turned out pretty good. But sometimes I kind of second guess myself on stuff like that because pretty good to me might mean I won't bring it to the channel, but pretty good to you might be something you're interested in. So it may or may not be coming to the channel. Also, the URUAV 65, that's on sale. The Mobula 7, you can buy that cheaper than this. But some people like this form factor, so something to be aware of. I think it's $82. I've got a couple of other items here on the desk, but I think we need to dive down to the desk to take a closer look. One of them being this new radio. It's kind of interesting because it's got FrSky up here and UAV UR. So I'm a little bit surprised that they were allowing them to rebrand, and I'm hopeful that they allowed them to rebrand, but let's take a quick peek down on the desk with this. So this is also going straight to the giveaway of this video, so make sure you're leaving your one comment only. I will pay for the shipping for these, but I'm going to need some help with this. I've spent too much money. This is the FrSky Taranis X9 Lite Pro UA URUAV edition, and this has got the access, so no D8 support, and you'll probably have to do some flashing to get D16 working, but at the very least it's somebody that you can get started. It does support the module in the back, so you can use that, and it does use 18 650 cells here, which I've already got inside, so some people will rejoice because of that use. But I was really surprised to find that URUAV was allowed to do this. Hopefully it's all in the up and up. But to quickly go around the radio, we got a temporary switch there, a momentary switch, a 2-position switch. Everything else is a 3-position switch. We got one pot and another 3-position switch. This does have the Hall sensor gimbals. It's still got the tensioning on the throttle side. You can hear it if I'm quiet. So kind of set up for airplanes. We wouldn't normally use that in quads. You can kind of see my face here as I'm recording. But, you know, you turn it on with this button. It's a basic radio. Seems to be fine. Look at that. So it's branded not just... Oh, just skip this. It's branded not only with the stickers, but actually in the firmware as well. I don't know what role that would play in flashing or updating. There's not much information available about this radio yet. But that's a general overview and give you an idea what you're getting into. And I want to quickly compare it to the Jumper T8SG. So it's smaller. I can barely get them both on screen. It's not smaller. The T8SG is smaller, and it's not as thick either. And I'm a fan of smaller radios. They fit my hands better, even though I've been told my palms are big, but my fingers are short. I'm not a tall man by any stretch. I'm 5'11". I can manipulate a baseball pretty good, but not long-fingered by any stretch. I'm not a 6'5" guy, so depending upon where you're at with your hand size, and I'm also a pincher. So the X-Lite, I'm in love with the X-Lite. I bought another X-Lite when I thought my X-Lite went down. Then I was able to revive the X-Lite. So now I've essentially got 2 X-Lites, and I've still got that X-Lite Pro. I know it seems like I'm bragging, but you know, I fly every day. Having a radio go down kind of sets me back a little bit as far as my routine. I actually don't sleep very well if I don't get a few flights in, whether it's inside or outside. You may be the same way, but I'm going to start giving this stuff back here soon. I know many of you are waiting around for additional giveaways, and I've been looking at what I've gotten. At this time, I'm just going to give the FrSky URUAV radio away, as well as those 2 faceplates that are also from URUAV. And URUAV has got a brand sale on Banggood going on right now. So depending upon what you're looking for, and that the UR85 and UR85 HD are both on sale as well. The non-HD version, I think, is coming in at $92. But I'll put a link down below to that brand section on this particular brand, and you can take a look at all those prices. You can get parts. There's a coupon code, I think, for 12% off on parts. So if you're buying motors for micros or things of that nature, it may come in handy to explore your own projects, save a few dollars, what have you. And now, of course, I should also compare it to this honkin' mass of a radio. I bought this quite a while ago, before I fell in love with my X-Lite, and it's been sitting ever since. See all the dust here on the face. I need to give this away. It'll be coming up. I like to package things together, so if someone gets, you know, wins a package, then they'll be pretty much set with maybe they'll need batteries and a charger to get started in this hobby. But for right now, we're just going to do this. As I said previously, I do like that they used a blue button over here. If that doesn't come through a camera, that's a nice cool blue, and it is blue all the way around. It's not multicolored. But this is much smaller than the X9D Plus. And I can't hardly fly with this. I've modified my X9D Plus with a little bit of this neoprene pad that you can get from Amazon. I've got a huge roll of it, and I cut little bits of it off and stick on there. You can see I've had the radio apart, so I cut it here in order to do that. But give you an idea of the size of the radio, it's just really, really big compared to this one. This is much smaller, much more acceptable, seems much more reasonable for what we do with quads, especially those of you that are going to other locations to fly. It seems to be a much better form factor, in my opinion. But again, it does have the drawback that it doesn't do D8 mode, which we find on a lot of our hoop type of machines. At one point, I think Joshua Bardwell made a video that thought that maybe it was coming. Frank Barajas, a friend here at the channel, sent me an email where he had emailed FrSky support And FrSky support does not sound like they are at all interested in bringing D8 mode back. They actually want to sunset that. So D8 mode is going to be dependent upon adding a module, which you can do with this as well. Trying to get as far away as I can here to give you kind of an idea of the different size. It doesn't look it as I look through the viewfinder of the camera, but it is quite a bit smaller in the hand, and it's going to weigh less as well. Of course, I've got a module in the back of mine here. Maybe that's a better shot to show you the size. I apologize for wasting your time there earlier. I didn't have them both in shot. I was looking at the radios rather than looking at the viewfinder on the camera. So leave your comment down below, and I'll put links. Specifically, I'm going to put a link down below to the section that's a brand deal on Banggood for the URUAV stuff. I think that might be worth your time because it's got a lot of micro parts, especially motors and flight controllers, and you might be interested in buying that HD camera that I think it's $59. That might be still too high, but take a look. If you're looking at doing something with a Caddx turtle, the part that goes in the UR85 HD is essentially a Caddx turtle. They just don't have the microphone on it. So we'll be doing 2 giveaways. We'll be doing the radio, and then I'll give away both of these. I figure I should put these together. I'll put these in an envelope and send them to you. I won't ask you to pay for these at all, because if you get sweaty, or they might get icky, I guess, over time, you might want to swap them out. So 2 will get you a little bit of blue on your goggles a little bit longer. So there's a host of other reviews that I'm working on, but I kind of have an ebb and flow. I didn't get to fly a whole lot this weekend, so I will have to do some catch up in order to get the flying done that I want to get done in order to bring a review video that I feel is sufficient to this channel, and you'll be seeing those in the coming week or 10 days. I've been working on a few of those things. Also, is anyone interested in seeing... this is also on sale, by the way. This is the iFlight, the RS120 or 120 RS. I put T-motor motors on here. These are the F10 7500 kV motors, so you could actually fly 3S without blowing your motors. And what I'm finding is I'm still getting some jello in the camera, even with using, I've got some VHB tape up there, and that really feels secure up there, but I'm still getting jello, even though on 2S I don't get jello in there. So if anybody's interested in seeing me fly this around, I can do that more, but that jello on 3S, because I do want to fly it on 3S, the jello is annoying me. Sorry for rambling on. I'll get out of here so you can move on with your lives, and we can do a drawing video, or I'll do a secret drawing, however we want to do it. Let me know if you want me to actually record the drawing where I use the random YouTube comment picker and we get to kind of run that down together, or if a secret drawing that I just do on my own and then I'll let the people know that they won is sufficient. It's really up to you. I do this channel for you guys and because I enjoy it and I have fun. So I kind of did this whole thing on the desk showing this a little bit. I'm really not going to review it. It's a radio. It's the new access protocol. You've probably seen it before. You're probably well aware of it. It's got Hall sensor gimbals, which are supposed to be nicer, but I can never tell the difference between non-Hall and Hall sensor gimbals, so I'm not going to try to sell you on this fact. This is also on sale right now for $99.99, but you can win one free right here on the channel, and I didn't show it very well in that video, so I'm going to show it to you here. Covers up my face. Look at the size difference. If you're familiar with the Jumper T8SG, yeah, there it is. Give you a better idea of the size. The Jumper is a lot lighter. This feels more substantial. It feels more hardy in the hands. I think if you were to drop this one, the plastic at least would be less likely to break because it feels like they used a thicker plastic. Of course, when it comes to durability and radios, there's no way to tell but to drop them. And I don't want to do that because it'll be going to one of you. So if you want to win that radio, or you want to win a package with some Fat Shark goggle faceplates in them, make sure you leave your comment down below. If you have any other questions or comments about future projects that I have coming to that I alluded to, please let me know in the section down below. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.